Portugal versus Spain. In the round of 16. Let that sink in. Two Iberian giants, two of the best sides in this tournament, and one of them goes home on Monday. That is not a final. That is not even a quarterfinal. That is just one of 8 matches packed into the next 4 days, and by the end of this video, you will know every single one of them. Every date, every kickoff, every stadium, and exactly where the danger is hiding in each tie. This is your complete guide to the World Cup 2026 round of 16. Let's go. But first, rewind, because the round of 32 gave us everything. 16 matches, 2 penalty shootouts, 2 extra-time thrillers, and a handful of exits nobody saw coming. Canada edged South Africa 1-0, a nervous night for the co-hosts, but a win is a win in knockout football. Brazil beat Japan 2-1 in a match that was far closer than the world expected. Then came the first earthquake. Germany, out. Paraguay held them 1-1 through 120 minutes and beat them 4-3 on penalties. A 4-time champion, gone before the round of 16 even finished. And the shocks kept coming. The Netherlands, one of the tournament favorites, held 1-1 by Morocco, and Morocco won the shootout 3-2. If you remember what Morocco did in 2022, this is no fluke. This team knows exactly how to live in these moments. Norway beat the Ivory Coast 2-1, and yes, that means exactly what you think it means. Holland's Norway is in the knockout rounds, and nobody wants to see them. France crushed Sweden 3-0, the most ruthless performance of the round. Mexico sent Ecuador home 2-0 in front of a delirious home crowd. England survived a real scare against DR Congo 2-1, and the pattern for England is becoming clear. They win, but they make you sweat. Belgium and Senegal produced the game of the round, 3-2 after extra time, and to end for 2 hours. The United States handled Bosnia and Herzegovina 2-0, calm and professional on home soil. Spain demolished Austria 3-0, with Oyarzabal scoring twice, and that scoreline should terrify everyone left in the draw. Portugal beat Croatia 2-1 with a stoppage-time header from Goncalo Ramos, and Croatia had a late equalizer disallowed in a finish that will be argued about for years. Switzerland quietly dispatched Algeria 2-0, extending their unbeaten run to double digits. Egypt knocked out Australia 4-2 on penalties after a 1-1 draw. Argentina needed extra time and a 3-2 classic to survive Cabo Verde, the tournament's fairy tale, who went home with their heads high. And Colombia finished the round by beating Ghana 1-0. 16 teams left. 8 matches. For days. Here is your complete schedule. Match 1. Canada versus Morocco. Saturday, July 4th, 1 p.m. Eastern, at NRG Stadium in Houston. The co-host against the giant killer. Canada have home continent energy and a defense that has now kept back-to-back clean sheets. But Morocco are the nightmare nobody wants in a knockout bracket. They just eliminated the Netherlands without losing a single match. They defend like a wall, and they have won a penalty shootout in back-to-back World Cups. If this one goes deep into the second half level, every Canadian fan knows exactly what fear feels like. The question in Houston is simple. Can Canada score first? Because chasing a game against Morocco is where dreams go to die. Match 2. Paraguay versus France. Saturday, July 4th, 5 p.m. Eastern, at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. The team that killed Germany against the team that flattened Sweden. Paraguay are the story of the tournament so far, organized, fearless, and unbeatable from 12 yards. France are the most complete squad left in the bracket, and 3-0 against Sweden was a warning shot. But here's the thing about giant killers. They only need one giant to stumble. If Paraguay drag France past 90 minutes, this becomes the most dangerous match of the round for a favorite. Match 3. Brazil versus Norway. Sunday, July 5th, 4 p.m. Eastern, at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. This is the one the neutrals circled. Brazil, 5-time champions, survivors of a genuinely hard test against Japan. Norway, the tournament's rising storm, built around the most feared striker on the planet. Brazil have history, depth, and flair. Norway have a machine up front and absolutely nothing to lose. MetLife holds over 80,000 people, and every single one of them knows one moment of Holland can rewrite a century of football hierarchy. Match 4. Mexico versus England. Sunday, July 5th, 8 p.m. Eastern, at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, 7,300 feet above sea level, in the only stadium on Earth that has hosted 2 World Cup finals. The host nation plays the biggest home match of a generation. Mexico have won both knockout round tests so far without conceding. England keep winning ugly. And now England must do it at altitude, in the loudest cauldron in this hemisphere, against a home side that grows a foot taller every time the Azteca roars. England have more talent. Mexico have the mountain. Pick at your own risk. Match 5. Portugal versus Spain. Monday, July 6th, 3 p.m. Eastern, at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. The heavyweight collision of the round, and honestly, a match that belongs in a final. Spain just produced the most dominant performance of the knockout stage, 3-0 against Austria, passing teams into oblivion like it's 2010 again. Portugal needed a 93rd minute header to escape Croatia, and Ronaldo, in what may be his final World Cup, refuses to let this team lose quietly. The Iberian Derby, indoors, with 80,000 watching and half of Europe holding its breath. One of Europe's 2 best teams will not make the quarterfinals. That is simply absurd. Match 6. United States versus Belgium. Monday, July 6th, 8 p.m. Eastern, at Lumen Field in Seattle. The hosts at home, in front of what will be the loudest American football crowd in World Cup history. The USA have looked calm, organized, and quietly ruthless, 2-0 against Bosnia with zero panic. Belgium arrived battle-hardened from that 5-goal war with Senegal, but their defense gave up 2 goals to reach this point, and Lumen Field is a genuine fortress. 12 years ago, Belgium broke American hearts in the round of 16. Seattle remembers. This is the revenge match, and this time, the United States believe they're the better team. Match 7. Argentina versus Egypt. Tuesday, July 7th, 12 p.m. Eastern, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. The world champions against the shootout kings. Argentina were pushed to the absolute limit by Cabo Verde, 3-2 in extra time, and that should worry the champions more than it flatters them. Egypt, meanwhile, ground out a draw against Australia and calmly buried 4 penalties to advance. Argentina have the pedigree, the star power, and the trophy. Egypt have nothing to lose and a keeper in the form of his life. Champions rarely fall this early, but champions rarely look this mortal either. Match 8. Switzerland versus Colombia. Tuesday, July 7th, 4 p.m. Eastern, at BC Place in Vancouver. The quiet assassins meet the last South American surprise. Switzerland do not blow teams away. They just never, ever lose, unbeaten in over 10 matches and fresh off a controlled 2-0 win over Algeria. Colombia beat Ghana 1-0 and have conceded almost nothing all tournament. This is the connoisseur's fixture, 2 disciplined, patient teams, 1 mistake likely deciding a quarterfinal place. If you love chess, watch this one. So there it is. 8 matches. For days. A bracket loaded with landmines. Germany already gone. The Netherlands already gone. And before Tuesday night, we lose Portugal or Spain. Argentina might be pushed to the brink again, and either the USA, Mexico, or Canada could turn this into the greatest home World Cup story ever told. Now it's your turn. Drop your round of 16 predictions in the comments, all 8 winners, and let's see who gets the bracket right. Which match are you watching first? If this guide helped you, a like takes 2 seconds and genuinely helps the channel. Send this to the friend who still doesn't know the schedule. Subscribe and hit the bell because the quarter